what's that, Mr. Sean?
That is Harley Davidson. You got it for some reason. Before you park it, you got to flare it up right at the end, just to remind everyone how fast you could be going if you weren't stopped.
Do that bit again.
Because our guest this week is the Harley Davidson of guests.
He is. His name is
Dean Delray.
Dean Delray.
But before we get to him, Caitlin, where are you at this week?
This week, I'm actually going to be at my brother's wedding because I'm the best lady. And you're going to be there too.
I'm going to be there as well, the officiant.
So we're not going to be doing any shows because we're going to be celebrating.
I mean, I'm going to do probably 15 to 20 during the ceremony.
I am singing a song during the ceremony, so
yeah.
we can't stop, guys.
We're going to hijack your brother's wedding and actually just do...
We're going to be the worst
and just perform.
guests ever.
You're going to perform for the people and then be like, oh, yeah, and those two are tied. But who cares about them? You know?
Right.
Who cares?
Who cares about love?
Another in marriage? Yeah, let's see how long that lasts.
Okay.
Hopefully forever.
When we do have shows...
the week after, when we do have shows, where are you going to be?
I am going to be at the End of the Earth Comedy Festival in Provincetown, Massachusetts.
October 10th through the 12th?
Yes, I'm headlining, I believe, on the 10th. I think so. Yes. I'm going to say that now, and I'll change it later.
I'll be there on the 10th and 11th.
Yes.
And then the Rogue Island Comedy Fest. Rogue Island Comedy Fest. Rogue Island.
But
Comedy
it's in
Fest.
Rhode Island, so I understand the confusion.
Newport, Rhode Island, the 13th. I'll be there.
Yeah, so 2 awesome festivals. So if you're on the East Coast, I highly recommend that you go hang out at one of them and come say hi.
Shit. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. All right, later. Yeah.
Cool.
It's pretty fucking cool.
It is pretty fucking cool.
Like this guest this week.
Like our guest.
Guy has been around. He's seen some shit. He's driven some roads, brother.
He really has. And his story is pure proof that he's seen some shit.
He also has a podcast right here on the All Things Comedy Network. So check him out. Check out his podcast. But most importantly, check out this episode right now with the one and only Dr. Dean Delray.
Dean Delray.
Thank you. That's just how I would like to start every podcast from now. Just thank you, because you're listening to it, and we need you more than you need us. This is 5 Words with Caitlin
Cook.
That's her, Caitlin Cook.
And Sean.
Thank you, Sean. I'll just be Sean. I'm going one name.
All right.
And our guest, the lovely, the talented, the beautiful, in a lot of ways, if there were a Weathered Man Aficionado magazine, you would be on the front of it every month.
Weathered Man.
Weathered Man.
Oh, I like that.
Tugboat Captain Quarterly.
Weathered Man.
Yeah. Or a Refined Gent, the Refined Gent magazine cover man, Dean Delray.
That'll be my rebranding of Let There Be Talk. It'll just be the Weathered Man.
The Weathered Man.
Yes.
Look, we'll just say this. We like to start off this episode specifically with a compliment, and then we'll later end with an insult. But like you earlier told me your age.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking and you said it last night on stage, and both times in my head I was like, I hope I look as good as you do when I'm your age.
No,
you seem to have taken care of yourself.
No, not until 3 years ago.
But there you go. That's even more comforting to know.
Yeah.
I only need 3 years.
Yeah. I looked like you 3 years ago.
There you go. And I take it. Look at the two of us.
Yeah.
I'm just a mess, a T-shirt, a round thing.
But look at his hat.
Dean's
If you're
got a
not
hat.
watching this, if you're just listening to this, I'd like to throw another compliment into the ring. Great hat, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
It says French Bulldog, and it's got a little
He's got one on there.
patch of a French Bulldog. Adorable.
I want a French Bulldog.
Me too, but I don't need another snorer in
Yeah.
my
Oh,
life.
you got one over there?
I got one right there.
It would be so funny if Sean didn't snore.
Yeah.
Yes, once you get the Bulldog.
Like if you looked at him and he went, "You mean he doesn't snore?"
that That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
wait a second, you don't? You know what is funny is, but you look at me and you would assume, wait, that guy does walk 14,000 steps an average every day?
that's true.
Because that is true.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
So imagine what I would look like if I did it.
Oh, man. Imagine if her fetish was snoring and then she got you and was like, oh, because she's just, judging you on looks. This guy fucking snores for sure.
Yeah.
I love the idea of you going into bars and just being like, ooh, look at that guy. And your
bet he
friends are like,
snores.
that horrendously obese guy shoveling nachos into his face? Like, yes.
Someone's got to have that fetish, though, and I bet they never sleep properly. If
Whoa.
that's your thing that turns you on.
I bet they do, right?
I bet they do sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, but what if they're constantly turned on by their partner snoring next to them all night long?
Oh, you mean the actual snoring itself?
yeah,
Gets them hot.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be a really fucking funny thing if that guy, that snoring person was constantly getting woken up by their partner like, fucking stop unless you want a bone right now.
Yeah. I just got off again. No more.
Could you stop? I'm getting raw in the crotch.
Just gets off by the sound. Doesn't even need you.
Yeah.
There it is.
Like, that is like, God, you have to get a CPAP. You have to get a CPAP because I am hornied out.
Call it a C-pop,
A
man.
CPAP because
Yeah.
that's what the
It's popping.
when I
Yeah.
when I get off again. I mean, that's do you have a snoring fetish?
No.
No, okay.
But I
I'm just
want
making
listeners, please tell us. I would love to find someone that had a snoring fetish. I find those
right.
odd fetishes so
Yeah.
interesting.
What is your fetish, Sean?
Yeah.
I don't.
Disclose.
I'm when it comes to fetishes and things of that nature, I am I hate to say it or I hate to admit it. No, I don't. I'm proud to admit it. Vanilla as the fuck.
Yeah.
I really do not have. There is not a weird thing with me.
Yeah.
I know. Like, I've had this conversation with people who are into some twisted out there shit, and it's funny because I'm pretty like I at these times you're supposed to be more open, and I get that. So I'm like, oh great, man, you're into that. You're into fucking and being fucked, but not by a dude, just by a dildo. Cool.
Yeah.
Or, hey, you like anal gaping and hot sauce tipping, whatever you're into. Great. But the moment you're like, I'm not really in, I'm just basic meat and potatoes.
You know what?
They're
That's
like,
pure vanilla shaming.
but
you know?
exactly. They're like, oh, what? Okay,
Yeah.
man, cool.
Oh,
not into anything, huh? That's
Well,
awesome.
What?
Hey, how about this one?
Yeah.
What a weirdo.
Yeah.
You're just
What a
into,
weirdo.
Yeah.
You're just into missionary. What a creep.
Guys into eye contact and just human flesh. That's
Yeah.
dumb.
Actual kissing on the mouth, not on the ass.
Oh my God.
Wait, if you have
What a
sex with your
weirdo.
partner, you like to she just has to be her? You don't want her to dress up as your dad?
Yeah.
I know, but that's fucking dumb.
You weirdo. How do you even get off?
Is it hand holding? Gross.
Yeah. But I mean, whatever. I guess that's the time. That's the time.
Yeah.
That's the over. Like, people always talk about how it's happening with like in socials, like with what am I thinking of? With races and gender overcorrection or whatever. It's like, yeah, but it happens across the board. It's necessary.
Yeah.
It's part of the balance of society staying
Yeah,
together.
it tilts all the way one way, then the other, and then it evens out.
Yeah,
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm praying.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're like, because if Trump gets voted out, and then the next Democrat, if it's a female president, then the president after that will just be the other extreme.
Yeah.
They'll just actually elect an AK-47,
No.
like an AR-15 will be president.
Just a grenade launcher.
Yeah, and then it'll swing back, and it'll be like an 8-month-old
It'll be
infant,
a French
or a
bulldog.
baby, or a French bulldog. Yeah.
Bulldog.
French
Everybody
bulldog.
Your
loves
hat for president.
that liberal piece of shit.
But then the balance will start. Then it'll swing back, and it'll be just an American bulldog.
Yeah.
It's okay. We like bulldogs now, and then we're just a country run by dogs. And I'm not gonna say that we wouldn't be in a similar place.
I don't know. We'd be happier.
I would enjoy watching a dog on television more than an orange monster.
There is a dog on there right now.
Yeah,
Damn
but
it.
not
a good
cute
one.
one.
Yeah, he's just
not
like
a cute little pup.
He's like one of those bad rescues.
Well, who?
Trump.
Oh, Trump. Dude, I'm
terrible
not,
hair and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Just like
he's
me.
like inbreeding gone wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. We tried to mix a Dalmatian with a pug.
Yeah. and we fed it Popeyes chicken. We just fed it chicken and whole hog.
Gave it a lot of money and told it was a good doggy since it was born.
God.
We just let it drink Coke.
Yeah.
It just drank Coca-Cola.
We're in a weird world, man. I never thought I'd be here.
Yeah.
I do think the idea of a country 25 years from now where it is run by dogs, I don't think that's that outlandish to think.
Yeah, like a Wes Anderson film.
Yeah.
That last one.
Yeah.
Like, and then people like finding out like President Martin. Wait, what a dog name? What are dogs' names? They're human
Rufus.
names now. President Rufus isn't a purebred Labradoodle.
Yeah.
And then it just
Build a wall.
yeah.
Build a wall for these
Put 'em in the doghouse.
Labradoodles. These Labradoodles.
and then find
Racism on dogs.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
yes.
These puggles.
Oh my God, Puggles.
We're
That's
gonna let- we're
hilarious.
gonna-
Puggles are ugly, though.
Yeah, they
Puggles?
are.
Yeah, because I love the pug. And you ruin it with this, what is it, beagle mix? What's in it?
Yeah, I think it's a beagle.
It's just got the,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
rope's jaw. Oh.
Well, I thought it was funny because Puggle sounds like Muggles, and then we're in a society about purebred wizards and. Sorry, I went Harry Potter
then
with
you go
it.
Harry
I
Potter?
went full Harry Potter with it.
Sometimes you got to go full Harry Potter with
Yeah.
something, you know?
Haven't seen any Harry Potter or Game of Thrones.
Hey, good.
Yeah.
You're out of it.
I'll lay it on you like this. I'm finishing up the Harry Potter series,
Yeah.
reading it.
Yeah.
Right now, straight up. I didn't watch the movies. I listened to the first 3 books on tape, and then I've read the last few. Do it.
Yeah.
It holds up. It's good shit.
Yeah.
It's like you get into it. She's a good writer, and like it holds up. Whereas Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
I didn't read the books, but I would say I don't care how they end up. It's got to be better than the heartbreak.
Well, I don't think they'll ever
That was-
get ended. The book.
I still have we talked about this.
Yeah.
I think George R.R. Martin purposefully fed shitty storylines to HBO because he wanted to finish the books and he wanted people to read the books.
No.
So he made it to where the show was garbage, ended in such a shit way so that people would be like, I need to know what happens. And he's like, well, what about my new book?
Yeah.
I think he was just tired of writing the books and then gave them the ending and was like, you guys film that. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm old. I'm done.
I mean, I think shows are like bands. They shouldn't go past 5 years.
Yeah.
You know,
Bands?
like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got some bands still rolling. They're classic, but most bands should break up after 5 years if they get the classic out. And they're dangerous for a while because once
Yeah.
they get money and fight with each other and switch
Yeah.
members and everything, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how I felt about Breaking Bad. I thought it was the most incredible show besides Sopranos or All in the Family. And then he ends it with this genius ending, I guess, on season 5. And then they pay him extra money and he writes the 6.5 or whatever, the 1.5 episodes. And it was like, he ruined a genius ending.
Breaking Bad?
Yeah, because the original season was supposed to end where they're in the backyard having the barbecue, and the cop goes, I got to use the bathroom.
Oh, and he figures it out?
He gets up and he picks up the book and he sees the initials.
That was supposed to be the end of the series?
Yeah, and then at the same time, he saw the ricin plant in the backyard, and you go, and that was supposed to be the end. And then they paid him a bunch of money to write another season, so he split
Another
it in,
half season?
He split it in 2, and then it became like the American ending where everything, everybody dies.
I mean, there has definitely, in my experience, never been a more complete ending of a series.
right.
Where you're like, I have 0 questions about what's going on here.
Right. But before, it was more mysterious. It was like,
Yeah.
wow, did he catch him? What happened to the dude in the desert? It's like that movie that Inception. Everybody had their own idea how the ending was because of the top. And I
Right.
thought that was cool for
And it
a
kept
couple,
you talking about
couple
it.
years.
Yeah.
You're like, well, what about the top? Does it spin? Does it fall? And if you look at that ending, I thought it was some of the best writing I've ever seen.
I agree, but nobody wants that. That's
I know, that's the problem.
The Brits do.
Okay. What?
The Brits end their shows better
Yeah.
than the Americans do because I feel like the American mindset is like everyone loves this thing and there's such high demand that there's so much money you could give to someone to just write another season and kind of ruin a thing.
Right.
Whereas like the Brits have a tendency to like have an ending in place already and then they stick to it.
It's so hard to have a hit.
Yeah.
So when they get it, they just
Of course.
juice
I
it to
completely
the
understand.
end. Sequels, prequels, everything.
But it
you
really
know?
has ruined a lot of shows.
It really has.
Yeah.
It really has.
Well, yeah,
Archie's place. After All in the Family had like that Archie's place or whatever. Where
Is that what it was?
It was just like he lived in worked in a bar. I think Edith died, and I can't. It's been so long
Yeah, I
now,
don't
but it was
know.
after that.
Well, yeah, it's also the idea that like just because the people want something does not mean you give it to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
You let people like that's why I'm oh boy, this has always been a fun one, but like I think the British Office, the BBC Office is infinitely better than the American Office for so many reasons.
Right.
But because it knew when to just stop. And it was only 14 episodes.
It's genius.
And it's every episode's fucking great. Every moment's hilarious. And it ends in a way where you're like, all right, I know what these people, I know who these characters are. They're going to continue living their lives.
Yep.
Right? Whereas the American Office, the first season was just a ripoff of the British Office almost entirely. The pilot is almost word for word a ripoff.
Right.
Right? But that's, I guess, whatever. It's a remake.
Yeah.
But then that show jumps the shark completely.
Jumps the shark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the phrase?
That's
Jump-
the Happy Days. Happy Days.
Wait, have you
phase.
never heard the phrase "jump the shark" before?
Well, I thought it was always jump shit.
No, Jump the
No,
Shark.
Jump the
is
Shark.
from the Happy Days.
I love this new phrase.
Wait,
Oh,
a
wow.
new
Old
phrase.
phrase, new for me.
Oh,
Old
you
phrase.
must be young, right?
I am, yeah.
How old
But
are
you're-
you?
29.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, but you've never heard or used the phrase "jump the shark" before?
Yeah.
No.
Dean, would you? Do you
Okay.
mind?
So they have this epic series called Happy Days. And I mean epic. For the first couple seasons, really beyond. And then it starts to get a little goofy. Season 4, season 5, goofier. And then like season 6 or whatever, I don't know the exact number. The character, the tough guy character,
Fonzie.
Fonzie, goes to California for vacation and jumps a shark cage. And so everybody's like, oh.
On a
God.
motorcycle, right?
No, water skiing.
Water
Oh my
ski.
God.
Yeah, on the motorcycle, he jumped the chicken barrels at
Right.
Arnold's.
Let's
but
use that phrase instead.
Jumped. You
jumped the chicken, but he jumped the shark, and that term and drink the Kool-Aid are like from Drink the Kool-Aid was Guyana, Jim Jones.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know that.
So those
yeah.
are two terms that phrases that are used forever.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
people don't even know what they're
It's
using them for.
also funny because both completely different set of circumstances.
Oh, yeah.
One is a TV show, the writer's just getting bored and
Yeah.
the show gets shitty. The other is families.
Yeah.
Families
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Family
Cult.
women
Yeah,
forcing infants to drink
Yeah.
poison
Yeah.
Kool-Aid via
Yeah.
syringe.
Yeah.
And we use them both in the same like
All the
really
time.
drank the Kool-Aid this guy.
Yeah, right.
Oh, because why? Because he likes
is funny.
Macklemore.
Yeah, right? It's so amazing that people just throw that one around. It's like one of the most horrific
So
cult.
horrific, yeah.
I mean, massive suicide.
Yeah.
Dude, have you watched that documentary?
It's incredible.
But like when they play the audio of him giving the order, not the order, but just like mothers, lay down your children.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
coming for
Fucked
us.
Yep.
And you hear just all the scrambling of the Kool-Aid being passed out. And
Oh.
then they show the footage of. Anyway, I'm just ruining it for everyone who's never seen it. But
Yeah, but
it is
still.
one
Yeah,
of
but
those-
it's a part of history. It's you're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
spoiling a historical moment.
That church was next door to the Fillmore in San Francisco, where I grew up in the Bay Area. And
Yeah.
it's a post office now. They tore that church down, People's Temple. And the people in the church are like, it's haunted. You know, in the post office,
office?
they're always like, it's haunted. I saw a guy walk by me.
Well, will this ghost with its ghost-like speed deliver my mail faster?
I hope the ghost is the Kool-Aid man, and he just charges through. Yeah.
That would be. It would if that post office had a sense of humor. They'd just have free Kool-Aid.
Oh my!
I don't think it hurt Kool-Aid at all.
No.
Look at Chipotle had a couple food poisonings
Yeah.
and they almost went
Yeah.
out of business. Kool-Aid wipes
There's
out.
one cyanide poisoning.
Yeah. One, people are like, I just won't drink the grape. I think it was grape.
Actually, I don't think It was cyanide. I don't remember what
it was cyanide.
It was cyanide.
Yeah. It mixed into remember they're mixing it in those big glass
Yeah.
So
things.
fucking crazy.
My God.
And then there's like the interviews with the people who were there
Oh,
but
yeah.
did
Oh.
not drink the Kool-Aid.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
There's some people that faked it.
who were
There's,
like, I don't
Hammer
think
Man.
we should be doing this. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna spill it and pray with everyone.
That was crazy, right? And then they tried to shoot him as they were getting away and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, those people. And
Wait, where was the compound in like Venezuela?
Guyana.
Guyana.
Yeah,
Guyana.
that's why it was
Yeah.
called Guyana grape. What
Yeah.
they drink? Guyana grape. You know.
Yeah.
Imagine being a comic back then. Everybody's just hammering that.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, what'd you drink? Guyana grape. You know. It just-
I mean, imagine being God, I can't imagine wearing a tie that much. Like you had to wear a tie.
Oh, and blazer with the fucking things.
Oh, yeah.
The pads.
elbow pads.
Oh.
I've got a couple of those.
Yeah, but that's basically the 9/11 of the 70s.
Yeah.
It's just something so fucking shocking.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I mean, all I know is if there was ever a character I wanted to play in a movie more, it was Jim Jones.
Oh, how about his look? He was so cool. Yeah, I mean,
You had to be to have
yeah,
that many people.
Well,
follow
yeah,
you.
to be a cult guy,
Yeah.
you know, you just got to be like, he was just badass with those shades. He almost looked like a spin-off of like Streets of San Francisco meets Dirty Harry.
I mean, what's interesting to think is that, like, how many people do we know who are successful podcasters who, if podcasting didn't exist, might be cult leaders themselves?
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
there's a couple out there I think
Yeah.
trying to be.
Because I feel like here, at least, you like get it out and people hear it and can fire back and be like,
Yeah.
this whole thing you're talking about unifying against
Yeah.
the non-chosen ones, I don't know if that's okay.
Dog
Yeah.
presidents, you guys are out of your mind.
Yes.
Dog presidents we're all about. We're going to elect a mutt. We're going to elect a mutt. We don't care where it came from.
Yeah, it's so great.
Beaver. We're going to call him Beaver.
Love
President Beaver.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Wait, so Dean, where are we at? Oh, we should, yeah. So, would you mind giving us your 5 words?
Okay.
Here we go.
Which, by the way, thanks for having me.
Oh, I can write them down. You
Oh,
just- you
okay.
say 'em.
Let's see here. San Francisco.
That's a good
There
one.
you go. Lemmy.
Lemmy.
Lemmy, as in Lemmy Kilmister.
Oh,
Lemmy.
yes.
Yeah.
Comedy Store.
Yeah, I know about it. Heard of that place.
Yeah. Angel Dust.
That, yeah.
And what would be the last one? Motorhead, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
So your 5 words: San Francisco, Lenny, Comedy Store, Angel Dust, and Motorhead.
Yes.
Now this one,
Now this one is set, obviously, in San Francisco. You gave that right away. We got it. We nailed it. That one.
That's an
But
easy
that's where you said before that you started. So I'm gonna place this story in the late 90s.
okay.
Yeah, late 90s San Francisco. That's the setting.
And as we all know, if you know your, especially music, Lemmy, the fictional, what is it, like a troll / fairy / gnome. That was the big look back then in the late 90s in San Francisco. Everybody's trying to look like a Lemmy, right? Just walking around with big goofy hats and furry boots. And furry boots.
Furry boots.
Because that was like, hey, if you're a rock star if you got furry boots and a big hat. So it was a hard look to pull off, especially because San Francisco is so damn hilly.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Very
walk
true.
up and down those fucking hills with furry boots and goofy hats on.
But that was the big trend. for
Right,
sure.
right. So that's when you were like, I got to get to the flatter lands, you know.
Yeah, so you decided, you know what, it's time to break LA. You're still in the outfit, though. You're still in the gear, and you show up at the Comedy Store in LA, dressed like that, though. So everyone is like, who is this fictitious magical creature?
Right? With
You
that,
have this immediate eyes on you.
and that's when you're like, you know what will probably help everyone want to hang out with me a little bit more. This magical fairy dust powder I got, you know, from St. Michael, if you know what I'm saying, you know, from Gabriel the Ark, if you know what I'm talking about, angel dust. So this is a very publicized event. You gave out angel dust to all these comedians in the late 90s at the Comedy Store, being like, hey, man, let's get fucking weird. You know, you guys claim to be comedians.
Well
you think
known.
you're funny. You're pushing the envelope. hang out with me, take a little toot of this, and let's see where the night really goes.
Yeah.
Right?
And unbeknownst to you, some of the members of Motorhead were there that night. Maybe, though, because honestly, angel dust will fuck with your head so much that you have this great memory of bonding with the members of Motorhead and actually becoming a roadie for them for a while. But that area is kind of hazy. So was it all in your head? Was it the angel dust, or was that true fact?
And I can actually tell you it's true fact because at the time, the lead singer of Motorhead was looking for his identity, his name. He kept calling himself Lenny.
That's true.
And then he saw him, he saw Dean dressed like he was like, "What's that fucking shit called, mate? Is that a Lemmy?" Oh, it's my name. So many people don't know this, but
That's the
the
actual
lead
origin
singer of
story.
Motorhead got his name from Dean Delray, who was dressed like a Lemmy and tripping on angel dust at the Comedy Store after departing San Francisco to move to LA. That's your
Boom,
story.
That's the story.
I can't believe how you guys nailed it.
They just right.
It's so weird. It's like, because I've gone to the carnival
Yeah.
and they try to, guess my age and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Not even close. And you guys did the whole story.
Well, I was embarrassed when you started telling us the words. I'm like, Jesus, Dean forgot that he's already told me this story before.
I'll just cut out of here now.
Yeah, and this is like the first time we're hanging out, so I'm surprised, but I read it.
Well, you
know?
guys are a couple, and
Yeah.
after a while, the
Yeah,
couples,
everyone's reading each other's
like
minds.
at weddings
Yeah.
where the couples are like, on the single guy, like, get him out of here.
Yeah,
There's been times where my snorings woke her up, and to make her go back to bed, I tell her stories comedians have told me. I probably told
true.
you that
Yeah,
one
yeah,
as
yeah.
a bedtime
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being that you're younger and you need a bedtime story.
Yeah, how I wish that snoring was a fetish instead of something that woke me up.
Yeah. What is the actual story?
what's the real- what's the real story?
Dino?
All right. The actual story is in the 90s.
Right.
I was living in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And
Was it expensive back in the 90s
nope,
even?
it was $1.
Just anything, $1.
Well, I'll tell you, the truth of San Francisco was no one wanted to live there for years. It was the blue-collar city. That's where, plumbers and...
That's why it's as beautiful as it is.
That's right.
Because they built it to last. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And all the other people wanted to live in Walnut Creek and Mill Valley and Sausalito and Marin County with their Beamers and we used to call them Marinites.
Huh.
Yeah, and remember the old word yuppies?
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yeah.
These fucking yuppies.
Yeah.
I think that was really drilled around the Bay Area, or San
Now it's
Francisco.
all yuppies in San Francisco.
Oh no, it's just techies. They don't even have a flavor.
Mm.
They're
Yeah.
just actual, I believe, robots.
They don't have they don't have the taste to be a yuppie.
Nope.
They
At
don't-
least
yeah,
yuppies
yeah.
like stuff.
Yeah.
Techies are, I feel
Just want
like,
to spend money.
I truly believe when I'm there now, I'm
Yeah.
like, these could be robots and we don't even know, like Stepford Wives style.
Oh my God! Yeah, I can see it.
Or that Westworld where the faces pop off.
Yes.
Because they don't do anything. Like, we're going to the bar, celebrate something, and then get a coffee.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck are you?
Can't even
Yeah.
drink normal tequila. Have to drink like
Yeah.
blueberry infused. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't taste well.
Yeah.
Make this harsh liquor taste sweeter.
Yeah. 17 barrels of honey.
Yeah, that's the kind of, they talk like that's literally the funniest thing I've ever heard. But that's how they react.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
Just like
it's
a robot.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So
The 90s was a different time.
90s, it was, I believe I paid $250 for my studio apartment.
Excellent.
$5, you could get a beer and a burrito.
That's great.
That's
and
perfect.
you only needed the burrito one for the day, and you were good.
Yeah.
And then you just went out to rock clubs.
Washed it down with a Schlitz.
Yeah, always Schlitz, Colt 45 or a Red Hook, which was my which beer that came in right when grunge came around
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Seattle, and it was Red Hook was a little stronger. You would be fucked up. It was a different buzz. It wasn't like Coors Light buzz where you're like, I don't give a fuck. You were just kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
And I miss that.
I'm hooked by the red hook.
Yeah, Red Hook. I actually, when my band was playing in Seattle, I went to the factory because they gave you free beer. I was like, I'm going there today.
Wow. Are they definitely out of business?
No, I think they sold, and it's kind of changed. They sold to somebody like Anheuser-Busch see
Right.
somebody. But before it was
Red Hook.
early on, those early beers that were coming around, like Sierra Nevada,
Yeah.
Red Hook. Those were the
So it was like so it was like a craft-ish brewery,
yeah,
but they sold it with a burrito for $5.
right. But it wasn't like I'm drinking a craft beer like now.
Yeah, it was
This
like
was
grunge.
just like some family makes beer. This is
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Great.
Yeah. So I go to see Motorhead. And they're playing in San Fran, and my buddy's putting on the show, so I'm backstage.
Do you remember the venue?
I tried to remember the name of the venue because I didn't though because it was makeshift.
Okay, it was like
It was like a warehouse that they would kind of just. So it was definitely something like 1016 Mission.
Right,
That was the name of it.
right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
It's just the
The address.
Yeah,
Why do you need-
1016 Mission.
Why do you need a name when you got an address?
Yeah. It's one of those times back then when they'd be like, "You going to 8 Ball tonight? What's that? 1016. Oh yeah, whatever night
Oh,
it was."
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this guy would put on shows all the time, and so he puts on Motorhead, and I'm backstage, and I'm hanging out, and they're kind of circling around. I'm like, "Fuck, that's Motorhead right there." It's pretty cool, Motorhead to me were the outlaws of. Like, zero sleep.
Right.
They looked exactly how they did all day and night. And
Right,
everything.
yeah.
And just no.
Basically, just vampires that just hung upside down.
And didn't
Yeah.
matter if they made $1 or not. They were going to play music
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah, it's the only thing they could do.
That's it. Let me, he was like Hendrix's roadie. Then he was
Yeah.
in a hippie band called Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Hawkwind, Nighthawk. That's an old 70s movie.
Like
Nighthawk.
Lemmy's the kind of guy you put on a loading dock. And you go to check on him, and he's just got the hand truck, and he's playing it like a guitar.
Yeah.
He's just
Yeah.
strumming a hand truck. He doesn't know what else to do.
He's, I'm on tonight.
Yeah,
As soon as
he's-
I check out, fuck all you all.
Exactly. He doesn't know. He
Yeah.
doesn't know what else to do.
Yeah, you don't know who I am.
Yeah.
So they're standing around in a circle and they're getting ready to go on, and they fire up a joint. And I don't even smoke weed at the time. I've never been a big weed smoker. I'm
Right.
always into powders. I like to go up.
Right.
Yeah.
This weed stuff's for kids.
Yeah.
So they're smoking this joint and they pass it to me, and I don't want to look like a pussy in front of Lemmy for some reason. It's not like he's going to be like, that guy just smoked some weed. What a badass.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I was like, I don't want to say no.
Yeah.
That's just, and that whole
If I
thing.
look like a pussy, he's gonna start performing cunnilingus on me.
Exactly. What are you, some kind of cop?
Yeah.
Remember that old fucking thought back in the 90s? You a cop? Then do this.
No.
So they pass it over to me. And I take just a giant hit, which was dumb anyway. I should have just did the old Guyana grape,
Yeah.
threw it to the side,
Yep, yeah.
and then handed it off. They weren't looking.
Yeah.
So I take a big hit, and I blow it out. I'm like, ugh. And I go, that tastes like lemon pledge. It was disgusting. I was like, what is that? It tasted like somebody sprayed like furniture polish in my mouth.
Ugh.
And the guitar player looks at me and he goes, that's the Crazy Eddies, mate.
Oh God.
And I'm all, Crazy Eddies? And he goes, the angel dust.
Oh no.
And I'm like, there's no way Motorhead would smoke angel dust before they go on.
Makes total sense.
And that's exactly. And then a second later, I was like, oh, of course they would. This is just how they start.
Yep.
Angel, the PCP,
PCP.
polyurethane carbonate phyllococcytus.
Yep.
I don't know.
Elephant tranquilizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the real shit.
The real shit.
The stuff that I would, and I was pretty hardcore, wouldn't touch if you paid me because I'm still scared from those high school movies where the guy breaks the handcuffs and jumps off an overpass.
Yeah.
You know,
I wouldn't like.
remember those?
Right now, $5 million, I'd still say no
Oh yeah.
to hitting some PCP.
Yeah.
That shit's the crazy mate, the Crazy Eddies.
Crazy
It's
Eddies.
named after the first guy who experimented with it.
Eddie,
And he
yeah,
bashed his
good old
head through a
Eddie.
brick wall and lived. Lived. Crazy. Elephantitis would look like a good look after that guy.
Oh, and
Yeah.
back then in New York, everybody was smoking at the hip hop scene. That was crazy.
Were they?
Oh yeah, it'd be
Jesus.
dusted. You know, oh yeah, I'm dusted. Remember on that movie? What was the Training Day where he's like, "You like to get wet."
Oh, you like the I remember. Yeah,
that was it. You know,
So you smoked PCP.
PCP.
Yeah.
And so I'm still thinking they're kidding a little bit, and I just kind of back up for a minute, and then a guy comes in and goes, "You guys are on," and they walk down the stairs, and I'm like, "Yeah, that couldn't have been PCP." So I start to walk down the stairs, and by the time I get to the 5th stair,
Yeah.
it's like my feet are stuck on metal, and I'm a magnet. I'm like,
Oh my God.
oh, and now everything's totally slow motion. It's like, please welcome over.
How do you play music through that?
They're fucking just up there, just kicking in. Ace of Spades, killing.
Because they think they're playing folk music.
Yeah.
And then it's like the Ace of Spades.
Yeah,
The Ace
yeah.
But to us,
Yeah.
the Ace of Spades.
Yeah.
That's how they do it.
Yeah.
Everyone loves our folk music.
Yeah.
Let's have some more of the fairy fuel.
Fairy dust. So I get down to the bottom stair, and now it's full on. And I go, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And the venue isn't that long, but it feels like it takes me easily an hour to get out of there.
Oh my God.
And I'm running into people I know, and they're like, Delray. And I'm like, huh? And then I'm looking, the band's up there, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh. I finally get out, which seems like an hour. It's probably only like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get in a cab, and I ride the cab home, which is about 10 minutes away. And the driver's talking to me, and I'm like, ah. I'm totally freaking out.
Yeah.
I get home, I lock all my windows because I don't want to jump out. Like, I think I'm going to jump out. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck do I... There's no internet. I can't be like, how do I come down?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I don't have any friends at my place.
Wait,
I'm-
real quick. Want to pause
Yeah.
right there. No internet.
No internet.
That's a time most people do not remember.
Yeah.
No internet.
No internet.
There is no Google. Everything you just said is such a like fuck.
Yeah.
It kicks the story into like a nut. It
Yeah.
plugs it in. It amplifies
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's like there wasn't you couldn't look up how to come down from PCP.
No.
You couldn't FaceTime chat. You couldn't even be like, just let me watch something, videos of dogs running
yeah.
for
Just
president.
ignore it.
Anything just to like get my mind off of this. There is
Absolutely.
no orb to the world in your home.
Yeah. And
There's nothing you can do but just ride it out.
And
Continue, sir.
it's like 11 at night. I'm not calling buddies like, dude, I smoked angel dust. What do I do?
Yeah.
And you're not going to call it. And back then, you didn't want to call an ambulance. You know, like,
Yeah.
that's going to cost
No.
money. And
No,
I'm just, fuck it. I'm just going to have to write.
Just gonna play this tune.
So I do have kind of the munchies from it, though, because it was weed also. So I order a pizza.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, maybe I'll eat and I'll come down from it. So I order the pizza, and now my apartment is like, it's like orange. It just feels orange to me. It's not orange, but it's just like, oh, fuck, help. I mean, I'm freaking out.
Oh, you had the
Yeah.
orange apartment?
I had the orange apartment.
Oh, buddy, I've heard about that phase.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
living in the orange space, bro.
You don't want the orange apartment.
Everything's tangy, if you know what I mean. So wait, what happened?
So the pizza guy comes, and I take like one bite, and I'm for sure think that the pizza's stuck in my throat.
Right.
So I'm like, now I think I'm choking. I'm choking. And eventually, I just pass out, I guess.
Right.
I wake up the next day, and I'm like, holy shit, man. It was the scariest. So
Yeah.
here's the Comedy Store tie-in. I'm doing Ari Shafir's. He was doing the showcases for Comedy Central for the.
This is not.
This is not happening.
This didn't happen. This
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm using names that it was. This was happening, possibly.
Sometimes this would happen.
Yeah.
Once in a while, this happened.
Did that really happen? That's what I. Hey Ari, if you're listening, and you should be, because you're a fucking comedian
And a friend.
No, that's the thing. Instead of, because he can't use "this is not happening" anymore, so
Right.
just keep changing the.
Yeah.
Did this really happen?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
happening now? I guess you can't use that one.
Here's what happened.
But wait, can he use "what's happening now"?
Yeah,
If he
remember
doesn't
that?
use
Yeah.
the apostrophe.
Yeah.
What's happening now? Anyway, so you're doing
So I'm doing this showcase, and the story's going good, and I'm like, I'm rocking it, you know. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't like didn't get you guys laughing here, but in an audience, and
Oh,
I'm,
yeah, of
I'm,
course.
doing,
pretty- yeah,
I'm
yeah,
doing
yeah,
some
yeah.
movements.
Yeah.
I'm adding the grease, you know.
yeah.
And I tell the story, and I go, "Fuck, I'm getting that show for sure."
Right.
You know, a couple minutes later, they're like, "Sorry, no white men this year." You know, and I just got pushed to the side.
Yeah.
But
But I got 2 sleeves, man.
yeah, look at man, you ain't got no one on the
But-
network like me.
You don't got any neck tats yet.
Yeah, I'm 53. In the morning, Lemmy died.
Oh shit.
Lemmy died in the morning.
Shit.
Everybody hits me up, dude. You told that story last night. He died this morning. Crazy. That was so insane to me. I've never told the story ever. I
Yeah.
just winged it on stage because I wasn't even on the showcase. I was in the hall, and they go, such and such didn't show up. Come up and tell a drug story. And I just winged the story, and then in the morning, he dies.
Wow.
It
man.
was so fucking crazy because
Yeah.
just 2 weeks before, Red Band and I went to his, I think it was his 75th birthday or whatever, and he died on that morning. Everybody's calling me I was like, "Fuck, that's crazy." I'd never told that story.
Like you were in Motorhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it was almost like I was telling a story at the wake or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's crazy too, because I thought you were gonna go like, and turns out Lemmy was there.
Yeah.
It was like, mate, that was actually lemon lime spray.
Yeah.
It was
Wasn't really
floor
angel dust.
cleaner.
Yeah.
We didn't have the money for angel dust back then. That's why we called it Crazy Eddie.
Yeah.
He was a janitor, and he'd give us his polish.
Yeah.
We'd smoke it. It'd make us everything be slow-mo and orange. That's why it tasted citrusy, because of the orange room you'd live in.
Oh man.
Wait,
I trip on how no one would say, you're into angel dust, right? Because if not, don't
Right.
smoke this.
I feel like people who smoke angel dust just assume everyone. It's like angel dust. It's like DMT now.
Yep.
Everyone
Yeah.
just assumes you want to fucking lose your shit.
But that goes away instantly.
yeah, but I've heard it feels like
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm not. My shit's too frail.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
fuck
not.
with that.
Yeah, like when you talk to people who are like, but man, it's 15 minutes and your life's completely reconnected and
Yeah.
you figure everything out. It's like, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
I went to
I'm
school-
sorry, I just don't.
I went to school with this guy, Junior Lua. That was his name. He's a Hawaiian guy. And he had epileptic attacks. And that's what DMT looks like to me when they're on it. They're like,
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't look good to me at all.
Nope.
Well, everyone brings up Rogan, and like he figured it. He'd figured it out. I'm like, didn't he already have it figured out?
Yeah.
He seemed like he was a successful fucking guy.
Absolutely.
And was doing fine, and then did it, and is now just more successful and doing more fine.
Yeah.
Because he was already doing well. Like,
I'd
that's-
rather do mushrooms. I've been microdosing for like
Oh,
6
really?
weeks now. Yeah.
Right now, have you microdosed today?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's just totally normal and great, actually. If
How
you-
much do you take as a microdose?
0.2. So, you take up between 1 gram and 3 grams to get high. So I'm only taking 0.2.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you measure that though?
Well, I get it from someone that puts it in a liquid
dropper.
form.
Oh, those
Yeah,
drop-
I've done
yeah,
that.
the little.
But you just get a scale and then you grind it up and just put it onto the scale and then put it in a capsule.
Yeah.
Do you feel anything, or
no,
do you just feel generally just
you
like
just feel good.
just I'm a little slightly up?
Yeah, they call it sparkling.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, you're really in tune with people, which
Yeah.
is pretty amazing. And it also has been helping me with writing big time.
Oh, that's
sure,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, big time. The creative side and
Yeah.
and the depression. It definitely helps with depression.
That's
big
great.
time.
Yeah, I've been microdosing with weed lately.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
taking like, because that's the thing. Like, I'll as much as I admit that my in the fetish sexual world I'm vanilla. Same thing with dope.
Yeah.
Dope. I call it dope. But
Oh,
same thing with anything outside
Are you
of alcohol.
my mother?
No, but like, this is why I care so much about what you're doing with your hairline. I don't know. That's just terrible.
Reefer.
I don't know what that means. Yeah.
I always call it reefer.
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 But I'm a wuss when it comes to. I've done all the shit.
Yeah.
But I just don't handle it well. I freak
Right.
out. I panic. I go inward.
Yeah.
And like weed was something I smoked for like 17 years regularly, and then one day it just turned on me.
Yeah.
And every time I touched it, every time I just got anywhere near it, I would just get anxiety.
Too strong.
And I stopped smoking. But now here's the thing: you come out here.
Yep.
I know what I like now. I like what I call. I think you actually coined this a session sativa.
Yeah, that's great.
Like I like a low THC, like
Yep.
a weak sativa.
That's great,
That I
right?
can just like because I don't like indica. I don't like feeling
I don't like
heavy
that
and
either.
tired. I like feeling like up and goofy.
Yeah.
But not the sativa, not like the fucking Durban poison or
Yeah.
sour diesel level where you're like, oh man, I'm kind of. I know my head's not turning inside out, but what if it was? Like, what if my brains were?
Yeah.
What if my ears, like, you know, cauliflower ear? What if it looks like that right now, but it's my brains?
Yeah.
But I know it's not. And
Yeah.
then and then 10 minutes later, you're like,
Some
but
people
is
can
it?
handle that though. Like I have
Oh,
a couple
man.
buddies from college that'll take like a lot of acid or a lot of mushrooms, and I've always kind of microdosed, and I enjoy that like sparkly kind
Yeah.
of feeling. But I have a friend that like will have a long, decent conversation with me while we're on, and then he'll just casually be like, "Cool, yeah, you're completely on fire right now." We're just, like I couldn't handle that.
I don't fuck with acid either. I don't like acid because I don't like the guy that's in there like this one's gonna have 4 drops just to take him for a
Right.
ride.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
dig all that. You know.
I think if you're that person
Yeah.
who like doses people without their knowledge,
Fuck
you're
yeah.
garbage.
Fuck
You're
yeah.
a
I think
fucking
it fuck
terrible fucking
Yeah.
human being.
I love the Grateful
Just
Dead.
stab them. Just stab them.
Yeah.
They'll be better off when.
Yeah, I love the Dead, but there was a part on the documentary where they were like, there was like 2 years where you just didn't want to touch anything that wasn't yours because you were just dosed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, potato chip, a water, anything, an apple.
No.
Yeah.
They were just dosing everybody like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's the kind of shit.
That
That, nah.
Yeah, I got shit to do, man.
Well, also
Yeah.
like I don't like. I have never. This is a fucking psychotic thing to say. I know, but I have never experienced boredom in my entire life.
Same here.
Because I have extreme obsessive compulsive disorder, among other things. So when I have nothing to do, I got a lot to think through.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about that.
Yeah.
I don't need a fucking psychedelic to take me on a journey. You know what I need? Just some quiet.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't need some fucking mushroom or like we'll talk about Ari. Like I envy how he can just take bags of mushrooms or fucking pre-rolled joints from strangers.
Oh, yeah.
And just
Not even
and not
question.
even question what's in there, man.
Yeah, yeah. I was opening for Ari one time at Sacramento Punchline.
Yeah.
And after the show, we're going to go out to the parking lot. And we go to the parking lot, and just like 4 kind of juggalo-looking guys opened their trunk, and they had like every kind of drug going with like electric bongs and wax, and they're smoking wax, and
Yeah.
they got electrical things onto
Yeah.
they're sniffing, glue. I don't know what they're doing, but they were all getting fucked up right in the
Damn.
parking lot with like state-of-the-art drugs.
I mean, dude,
That's nuts.
Ari and I drove from Nashville to New Orleans once.
Yeah.
And he had a joint. I was driving, and he had a fucking joint that someone had given him at Zany's the night before. And he just started smoking it. And that whole time, I was like, you're not even concerned?
Yeah.
He's like, no, man, it's fine. And then, like, 45 minutes later, he's like, yeah, I'm really fucking high, though. He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know if they put something in here, but
Crazy
I'm
Eddies.
definitely, like, higher than I should be.
Yeah, Crazy
And it's
Eddies.
like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
And he ended up being fine, but it's
Yeah.
like,
You know why they do that too? They're like, "Hey Ari, we really hooked you up, man,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's the shit." And
that's
it's
how-
like
that's
an
how-
ego thing.
Yeah.
But that's how all those people are. They assume that because they love some shit that everyone should experience it. And
Yeah.
again, it's like, you don't know, man.
Yeah, and if
You
you're a
don't
fan,
know.
you want to give them like the super strong thing that you're like, I love this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
know.
I didn't mind the ride because it was so weird. I would have never done it on my own.
Yeah.
But wow, to be on your own in a studio apartment in San Fran on Angel
And it's
Dust.
orange.
Yeah.
It was absolute. Everything was orange, and I wanted to research it, but like I opened the window and I was like, "Fuck, the sky's orange. Everything's orange."
That's so weird.
I think my equilibrium or whatever was just tilted so hard.
Come on, man. It's Purple Felix.
Purple
It's
Felix.
like fucking offering beef jerky to a guy who once got mauled by a bear.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't you know.
Yeah, I'm good.
Or a guy who used to work at a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
It's like, I know where that shit's made.
Yeah.
You like the taste of beef jerky? You ever fucking kill a cow? That's a great, there you go. That's the analogy I'm using for why I don't do acid.
Yeah.
Acid to you is beef jerky. It's delicious, but I used to kill cows.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. As in like, what's your deepest, darkest shit, brother? I'll fucking match it. Let's write it down.
Yeah.
Take 6 hits of acid and write down your fucking crazy moments. And I'll write down my Tuesday afternoon while I'm waiting for the subway.
Yeah, 0 acid.
And let's see which one's fucking more out there, brah.
Yeah.
You know, like, but like, but then I guess that's my one thing. I just did the thing earlier. I'm like, I guess, my thing, I'm vanilla when it comes to sex.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to just crazy thoughts, I'm like, you don't have this normally? So there you go. Dean Delray reminding us all not to judge and accept each other for who we are.
Peace.
Because of angel dust.
Yeah. Right?
That's fun. Wait, Dean, where can we find you?
When's this out? Today?
No, this will probably be.
We bank them.
Yeah, we're banking them. So we're saying late August, September, probably.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no, August.
August.
Yeah. But we can put out whatever though too. If you have something you want to plug.
No.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I'm either in I'll be in New York most of August. Yeah.
You got what about on the socials?
Yeah.
Dean Delray, RAY on all socials. Got the podcast Let There Be Talk coming
On
up
this exact same network. Yeah.
Coming up on the 500th episode. 7.5 years.
Wow.
500 episodes. Congrats,
500.
man.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, 500. I look at that and I go, wow, 500 podcasts and like 4,500 spots or something. I'm like, in the last 10 years, I'm like, man, I'm tired.
If you had $1 for every one of your episodes, you could have paid 2 months rent at that apartment in San Francisco.
Exactly.
Yep,
exactly. So Patreon, I got a Patreon channel. You got a Patreon?
I don't know.
Yeah, mine's Dean Delray. And Patreon, I like Patreon because I do a bunch of bonus episodes.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
that's cool.
And those are the people that are really, really into the world,
Cool.
Well, depending on when this is released, you're somewhere around episode probably 17. So when we get up into the hundreds, we'll look at
We'll start a
Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah.
But we got a little work to do first.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
For
thanks for
real.
being on it.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
for
love
coming
you,
in
Sean.
last night. And also, last thing, how were the Rock on Tours last night?
Oh, God, dude. I tell you what, man, this band.
I love it. I was literally listening to their new album when you walked in today.
Oh, it's so.
Yeah.
I've seen them 3 times.
Yeah.
And they're just next level. And, this band on paper shouldn't work. Whenever you go like, I'm going to call Sean and we're going to do a comedy thing to get, when it's not organic. I said it today on my podcast, when it's not like, well, I went to school with him and then I got a paper route. And this was basically Jack White was like, I love Brendan and he writes great songs. Let's get something together here. And they got 3 records out now, and they sound more of a band than 99% of bands out there.
That's very
They
true,
just
yeah.
have this sound when it comes on. You go, oh, that's them.
Mm-hmm.
And they crushed it last night in a small 400-seater private show.
Great.
It was
small 400-seater.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're playing the Greek here next month.
Yeah.
This was just, I saw them the day before at Amoeba, and then they did this show last night.
That's
and
great.
It just knocked me out.
There
so
you are.
inspiring.
That's fucking awesome.
Dean Delray with his take on the Rock on Tours.
Yeah,
Yes.
check them out.
Check
Why do you
'em-
keep
check-
raising this microphone?
Because I like doing it like this.
Yeah.
Perfect stance.
All right, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And we love you all dearly.
Yeah, Rufus for president.
Rufus for
Yeah.
president.
All right.
Perfect.
I was young, I was the nicest guy I knew. I thought I was the chosen one. Time went by and I found out a thing or two. shine wore off as time wore on. I thought that I was living out the perfect life. In the lonely hours when the truth begins to bite, I thought about the times when I turned my back and soaked. I ain't no nice guy after all. When I was young, I was the only game in town. I thought I had it down for sure. But time went by and I was lost in what I found. The reasons blurred the way I showed. I thought that I was living life the only way. But as I saw that life was more than day to day, I turned around, I read the writing on the wall. I ain't no nice guy after all. I ain't no nice guy after all. And all the years you spend between your birth and death, you know there's lots of times when you should have saved your breath. It comes as quite a shock when that trip leads to a fall. Ain't no nice guy after all. No, I ain't no nice guy after all. When I was young, I was the nicest guy I knew. I thought I was the chosen one. The time went by and I found out a thing or two.